I thought there was going to be like a new one every break. I was so excited.
You want more, Hal?
Oh my
we'll
gosh,
give
Jimmer.
you more. Hal Sparks radio program, now worldwide on Chicago's Progressive Talk, WCPT 820. Hoo-yah!
By the way, Jimmer B, thank you so much. He says, not done with COVID and more ficus, please. If you don't know who ficus is, that's a character I do on the regular live stream.
Ficus is terrifying.
Is he? You think so?
Yes.
I think he's adorable in an awful way. They one of the you know, I guess we have to deal with the elephant in the room. I know it's difficult. Elephant. It's that jobs report. Ouch. Fox is not happy. They spent 3 hours winding up for this jobs report that was supposed to be terrible. It was going to be 150,000 proof that Biden doesn't know what he's doing, that the economy is failing. They were all ready to cheerlead the destruction of America. And what do you know? 457,000 jobs added, 4% unemployment. Wompity womp womp. What do you do? What do you do when you're all in on the accusation about Trump that you get with Trump derangement syndrome and all that was that Trump could cure cancer and the left would hate him, right? Now, never mind the fact that that's the perfection argument and it's hilarious. You ever been in an argument with somebody about a clear character flaw that they have that you're finally having a conversation about, and there's a lot of buildup and, you know, that's happened over years in a relationship or a friendship, and they go, well, pardon me for not being perfect, like in Dumb and Dumber, you know. I guess you never make a mistake. You know, like, this is not about perfection. This is about a normal, perfunctory aspect of your personality that you can't get right, or you refuse to, or you think it's not your problem or something. This is, you know, especially when it was their idea to talk about it is the fun part. And, you know, well, in this case, that's where the Trumpians fall back. That's their fallback every time, is that he could do something that's perfect and messianic and everyone would hate him because people are criticizing his abject material failures on a bunch of fronts. Ladies and gentlemen, the wall doesn't work because apparently things have never been this bad after we built the wall. If it wasn't this bad during Obama, and by the way, it's not as bad as they say it is. It's a lot of recidivism. We're dropping the same people over there because of the COVID protocols. They're just walking back across. So the 3 million that have crossed, according to Fox, that's 1 million of the same people going again and again. And a normal number, like 20, lower than 2019 numbers, if you don't add the recidivist rate. But who's counting? You know, who wants to pay attention to the actual details and who cares about what's going on at the border for real? So, but apparently the worst thing to ever happen to the border, Trump's wall. I don't know why, but everything got worse after we started building that stupid thing. Now, I'm being mildly facetious, but only mildly. And in this particular case, everything Trump did that he thought, well, I'll make it better this way. I'll ignore COVID for months until I get my Chinese trade deal done. We'll downplay it. I'll tell Bob Woodward I'm downplaying it. I'll kiss Xi Jinping's booty the entire time I'm doing it so we get a really sweet deal, because I know the art of the deal. And part of that is letting the person you're making... Yeah, the part of that, apparently, according to Trump, is letting the person you're making the deal with kill some of your people. I guess is that how it's supposed to work out? Is that you know we can afford to lose a few. You know, maybe his meetings with Kissinger actually took, and he believes the useless eater part, which I have a hard time. I doubt he wouldn't. Anyways, so but the story that the Trumpers and the maggots will tell is that, you guys won't get off Trump's back. Everything he does, and nothing good could happen. And they put out these numbers for stuff that are extreme. And we're not talking about biggest tax cut ever, which it wasn't. It's materially obviously not. The lowest unemployment ever, which it obviously isn't because it's lower now. Not the obvious material lies, but these giant exaggerated ones that are like, we wouldn't give him a break if it was amazing. Meanwhile, Biden is doing amazingly well. 6 million jobs. That's over 1.5 million more than economists thought could be added because they were counting everybody coming back to work plus a little bit, if we're lucky. That their most optimistic view was that everybody who used to have 2 jobs at least has 1 now, and a few more people get those second jobs they didn't have anymore. That was the dream of the economics guys in January of 21. After Biden, before Biden took over. This is what we can look forward to. Meanwhile, end of the year, 1.5 million more than they even thought possible, including the fact that fewer people had double jobs. People who had 3 jobs now only had 2 because wages were going up. And even while costs may have been up because of inflation, it wasn't at that level. Again, take used cars out of the equation, cut the year over year gas price difference. Gas is lower than it was in 2014 per gallon. Let me repeat that. Gas is lower nationwide than it was in 2014. Lower. It's lower now. Actual dollars, not percentage, but year over year compared to the year nobody was driving or going anywhere, and Hertz almost disappeared because not only people were not driving their own cars, they weren't renting them either. But it's us. We can't see that Trump did all these wonderful things. He got this vaccine that none of his supporters want to take, apparently, but the Democrats will take because we're not stupid. But Biden literally has these kind of numbers, and all they got is flop sweat, which again points out the fact that they're renters, not mortgage holders in the American experiment. That, there's a huge chunk of the Republicans who are basically going to patch the poster holes in the wall with toothpaste to get their security deposit back and move to the Caymans. Or live on an oil rig.
It makes me very sad.
Does it? Because you recognize that reality? Yeah. Or live on an oil rig with Peter Thiel. We'll be back after this. It's the House Parts Radio program, Mega Worldwide on WCPT Radio, Chicago's Progressive Talk.